Alright, let's run through a few example problems so that you know the kind of things you're going to be seeing. So here's the first up, find the area of the parallelogram. Nice and basic. We know that area for a parallelogram is base times height. So we just need to determine the base and the height. Here we have two things marked off. We have that this section is 7 feet, and we have that this section right here is 4 feet. Now this section is perpendicular to this side and runs to the tallest vertex on there. So this would be an altitude. It goes from a vertex perpendicular to the side across from it. So this is going to be our height, and this is going to be our base. Now all that's left is to plug those into our formulas. We have 7 feet times 4 feet, or formula. I guess we don't have multiple of them. So we do 7 feet times 4 feet. We multiply the numbers. 7 times 4 is 28. Now we still have to multiply the units. Feet times feet would be feet squared. So our area for this parallelogram would be 28 square feet, just like that. Alright, our next example on that, you're supposed to find the measure of angle SRQ. So we look at our diagram and we find SRQ. There it is. And we're given, I guess I didn't give it up here. Let me go ahead and state that this is a parallelogram so that we know that for certain. My mistake. So this is a parallelogram, and we only know this measure up here. But we do know the relationship between these angles. These are opposite angles in a parallelogram. And from our definitions earlier, we know that in a parallelogram, opposite angles are congruent. So we know that angle SPQ is congruent to angle SRQ. And so we know their measures are equal. So we know that the measure of SRQ has to be 98 degrees. Now the other type of problem you'll see on here is what if it asked, in fact we can just do this in a part B if you'd like, what is the measure of angle PQR? Now in this case, PQR, this angle right here, is going to be supplementary to this. These are consecutive angles, so they're supplementary to each other. So the measure of angle PQR is going to equal 180 minus the measure of the angle that it is supplementary for. Wow, that one got away from me right there. So anyway, now all that's left is to take and subtract these, and when we do, we'll find that PQR must be 82 degrees. So there's how we would work problems like that. Last one we're going to look at, ask you to find the value of x given this situation. We have a diagonal cutting a parallelogram. Again, I didn't state that this was a parallelogram. Shame on me. X in the parallelogram. Let's make sure we know that for sure. So we're trying to find the value of x. So what we need to do is we need to determine what we know about these. Well, this angle and this angle are going to be consecutive angles. They come right after each other. So we know that these are supplementary. So this 120 degree angle plus whatever this is going to equal 180. Well, we can find out what this angle is. It's the sum of this angle and this angle by the angle addition postulate. So 120 plus 4x plus 24 would have to equal 180. And now all we have to do is combine like terms. So we would get 4x plus 144 equals 180. And now we're off to just some basic math to figuring out what this is. So we're going to get subtracting 144 from each side. 4x would be 36. Divide by 4, and we find that x is equal to 9.